more mind to actually like show that we're live. So, okay.
Alrighty. Well, let me make sure I'm hosting real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to
go
make sure
live
she went
real
live.
quick, and then
Yeah.
go live,
We are
Yep.
live.
in stream, and then go to make sure I'm hosting.
Oops, it's live. Okay.
Dragonrider is now hosting you.
Yeah, I accidentally forgot to go live first on my stream.
Oh, oops. You know, going live, not a big deal.
Right.
Okay, so then once we see Audrey's, then we'll go ahead and kind of get
all right. Alright, I set up auto hosting last night, but for some reason it's doing stuffy right now, but I need to.
Okay, oops. So hi guys and welcome to the stream. You have let's start that over. Sorry. So we're also recording some YouTube content. So if you're in the room, welcome, but forgive us if we're gonna start over here in just 1 second. Okay. Hello and welcome, guys. You've reached Run, he said. With me, I've got AudreyKills. How you doing, Audrey?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I've also got the beautiful and lovely Dragonrider. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing awesome. Okay, so excited.
For those who don't know you guys, can you guys give me just a 30-second who you are, what teams you play for, all that good stuff? Starting with you, Dawn.
Yeah, I go by Dragonrider. You guys can also call me Dawn. I play for VXA, Broken Alliance, and pretty much been getting competitive the last year or so, and just really, really excited for this new set and can't wait to talk about some new cards.
Eek. Yay. How about you, Audrey?
I am Audrey, also known as AudreyKills on Twitch, Twitter, and soon to be YouTube, hopefully. And I play for Swigoy Gaming. Yeah, just excited to talk about some cards.
Awesome. So. And I'm Run, he said. I'm sure you guys probably know that if you're on my channel, but just in case you're coming from YouTube, we're glad you're here. I play for RBG Esports, and we are 3 of the amazing Bad A women of Hearthstone. We would love to shout out that as we're getting started here. But let's go ahead and move on to our first card reveal. The set has just come out, or will have just come out tomorrow. There were people that playing at LAN tournaments yesterday. Got to experience pre-made decks, however, not the whole set, it sounded like. Were either of you at one of those?
No.
Okay, yeah. There are only cows where I'm at, so they don't play Hearthstone. So. But okay, so with that being said, Dawn, before we get started though, do you want to talk about Overkill? Just a second. I know that's kind of surprised that I didn't tell you we were going to do that, but do you want to talk about what that is?
Yeah, sure. So Overkill is the new keyword in the set, and basically, let's say something has 3 attack with the Overkill, so you have to hit and kill something that has less than that 3. So if something has 2 health and you hit into it with a 3 attack minion or weapon, whatever it is, then you get that Overkill effect. So you have to deal more damage than what the health is.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I'm looking at my volume. How am I sounding to you guys? Is that okay? Awesome. Yep. Okay. And then, so that, thank you for that explanation, Dawn. I know I kind of just dropped that on you, so thanks for doing that. Now, I did want to tell you guys, I reached out to some of our wild players that are our friends, and asked them kind of to give me a couple ideas of what they felt about the set. Since I am not much of a wild player, and I know, Audrey, I've seen you play a little bit. Have you played recently? No?
No, not really.
Dawn, have you played at all? No.
So I haven't touched wild.
I just wanted to at least like touch on that as far as a card review set goes. From Craig of Canada, he does the podcast Into the Wild, along with Nate Wolf and the Saucy Mailman, if I'm correct on that. He had said to me that Undasta was actually going to probably create a new druid archetype. He feels like that's going to define the meta, especially with Juicy Psych Melon and the new mana, the 6 mana druid spell that summons a beast for free. So he was really excited to see that, as well as the Undertaker and Immortal Prelate. Those are a few of the ones that he was really excited to see. Overall, he had a lot of good thoughts on there, and he thinks that Jade Rogue might actually make a comeback. So, and then Wild Card is another one of our wild players that sent in some stuff. He thinks that the Aligner Druid that a few months ago is going to still be very popular. Boomsay was a huge flop as far as the wild side went, so he's excited kind of to see how that's going to make how this expansion will make changes. Let's see, sorry. Scoot over just a little. Okay. Let's see here. The Undertaker was revealed by the Wild's biggest streamer, Dane, and he became famous for the big rogue build that takes advantage of Cheat Death and Kobold Illusionist. So he's really talking. He did a lot of talking about all of the different cards and things that like Secret Hunter could see and things like that. So I kind of want to go into that a little bit later, but let's go ahead and jump into the card reveal, because I still have some stuff for Nate here. But Audrey, you are up first with Revenge, correct?
Yes, Revenge of the Wild. 2 mana cost, summon your beast that died this turn. Now, I only gave this card a 2, and here's why. Because it's very conditional, but I think it can be like super good, especially with Flark's Boomzooka. Like Flark's Boomzooka, 10 mana, Revenge of the Wild. Oh, you have a full board of big beasts. Like, I think it's going to be pretty good, even though I did only give it 2, because very conditional.
Yeah, that is true. What kind of deck do you think, Audrey, that you would see Untamed Beast running in?
Revenge of the Wild? Or...
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I have Untamed.
That's okay. I was just making sure
I was like,
we were still talking about Revenge.
That doesn't make any sense. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Try that again. All right, summon your beast.
Anyway, I definitely see it, and I think Big Beast Hunter is going to be a new meta deck. I'm hoping, at least, anyway. Especially with the one that summons a beast from your hand. But anyway, I think Big Beast is going to be, Big Beast is going to be a popular deck, and I think we're going to see it in that deck for sure.
What is the legendary minion? Does anyone know off the top of their head that that casts all the spells you've cast in the game again? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about the new Hunter?
Yeah, the new Hunter one.
Oh, the new Hunter one? Yeah, Zul'jin.
Zul'jin, yes. Okay, so that with this, did anybody see the reveal video that I posted on Twitter where they had like the real life action and they actually showed this interaction with Boomzooka, and then they had casted this spell and then they came back and the whole board, they attacked in, cleared the board, everything died, and then it recasted this spell and they went face and got like an OTK. Did anyone see that?
Oh, I did not, but that sounds like it'll be really good there too. But I'm guessing Zul'jin is going to go in most decks, but we'll see, especially after rotation. But
yes, so Audrey gave this a 2 lit. Awesome. Okay, and then moving on to hopefully to Ticket Scalper. All right.
Okay.
Alrighty. So let's see. I only gave Ticket Scalper 1, even though I do think it could be a good card combined with the weapon that gives your minions rush, but I don't feel like that weapon is not going to see a ton of play. But Overkill, draw 2 cards. It has to be a card with 2 or less attack. So early game, there's minions like that, but for 4 mana, I feel like we won't see much play, and it won't get overkill too often. But who knows? I could be wrong. And also, it's a pirate, so I know pirates are coming back, pirate rogue, so it might be better. But for me, it's a one lit.
One lit card. Okay. Anything to add to that, Dawn? On this card?
I think it's hard to tell because we're not really sure how overkill will actually affect decks and deck building yet in the meta, but I don't know. I probably think it's more like a 3. Maybe if there's a lot more aggro, then you could probably get some good stuff out of this, or even maybe put it in an aggro deck if there's a lot of aggro too. Just draw cards.
Draw cards. I agree, though. It is very conditional with the board, and for 4 mana, and what slot is that going to be taking? So I could definitely see it being a decent pull sometimes, especially in game, but I have to agree. It would be really rough to actually make this work by the time that you get it on board. It seems a bit on the slower side. Let's see. Okay, so moving on to our next card, we have Belligerent Gnome, and that was one that, Belligerent Gnome, come back. You may be belligerent, but we still want you here. Okay, so on Belligerent Gnome, I gave this a 3 lit card, and the reason being it's a nice 2-drop. 1/4 isn't terrible stats in the 2 slot. It's not great, but you wouldn't mind seeing this against an aggro deck when it becomes a 2/4. It is really situational. If we look, though, at what other things are in the 2-drop slot, we're talking Prince Keleseth, which buffs your whole deck for a 1/1. And we're also talking like Homunculus, cards like that, where Homunculus can be brought back by Gul'dan. And so does the conditional effect of adding a +1 make it worth running in that 2 slot? I definitely think there could be a spot for it in this meta, so that's why I gave it a 3. But do I think it's a stellar meta-defining card? No.
Yeah, I think 3 is a good rating for it because it can be really. I think it's a good 2-drop, a 2/4. I guess that's okay. It's not great, and also the condition on it. So maybe 2.
Yeah, I think I
2 for me.
2.
Okay.
I don't know if we're doing our own ratings. That just came out.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly what this is. Oh, come on, Belligerent Gnome, stay for me. Okay, all right. So it's changed to a 2. No. Okay, so so that's how I kind of felt about it. I think we're about on the same page with it. So going up next is a Arena Patron. Maybe. There we go. I keep forgetting which one's which. Okay, so we have Arena Patron, and the main reason that I chose this one was because it reminded me so much of Grim Patron, and Grim Patron was annoying as heck. I won't lie to you, like that thing multiplied like rabbits or something. I'm not sure, but thank you. Darn it. Okay, girls, we're gonna have to turn my mic up. Sorry, it's the third person to say something. Let's see. All right. Okay, so so Grim Patron, mainly because that one was such a meta-defining card that I chose to go ahead and talk about it here. It's not as good. It's not going to be meta-defining, unfortunately. Grim Patron, I ended up giving a 3 because I think that there is going to be some utility that you'll be able to get out of it, especially maybe with like a Houndmaster. Like if you could run another minion in, or get Houndmaster on board, run this in, create a bunch of value to clear a large board, even maybe, or at least get some more patrons on the board. So I think that it could be really good, a really good card there. I'm
gonna have to disagree a little bit. I'm gonna give
2-star card. My apologies. I think it still has some value. Dadgummit. But
I'm gonna say 1. One.
Oh.
Ooh.
I think this is not a good card at all. Like, it costs 5 mana. It's gonna die immediately. It's very unlikely that you're gonna get like Shaw on the board because Shaw almost always dies like right away anyway. Like you have to like use him that turn. I mean, he can stay alive, and also late game there's not gonna be a lot of 2 attack cards on the board, so that you can kill.
Yes.
Also, so
Yeah.
I kind of think it's gonna be like the card you like don't want summoned from other cards, you know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, I definitely agree. That was one thing that I did put in my notes. Sorry, I did do it a 2 card, not a 3 card. I was looking at Grim Patron. But the one thing that I did mention was like if you did have this, let's say you somehow came up to turn 9 and you have Houndmaster, and this Arena Patron. There's not going to be a whole lot of board states that you're actually going to be able to do much with. However, there are cases where Shaw doesn't die, or somebody doesn't kill Shaw, and that might be where, you know, a turn 5 Grim Patron might be good. But I don't know that you necessarily want this in the 5 slot, but I still feel like he might be able to have some utility with maybe some of the buff cards that are out there.
Yeah, I guess if you buffed it up, it'd probably be a little better. I don't think this is as good as Grim Patron was, and one thing is because it has that overkill, so you have to trade into something, whereas Grim Patron was just anytime it took damage, so you could use, you know, your spells and things like that to damage it and put a bunch out. But this, it is a bit more situational. You might only get, maybe you'll get 1 trigger off of it, but yeah, it doesn't feel quite as good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even close, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
Sorry. Don't mean to be a
exactly.
downer.
So we're going with the rating. It gets a 1. A 1 star.
Oh no! Put your rating. Put your rating.
No, I love it. This is exactly why we talk about these things. So this is perfect. Okay, so we're gonna clear. All right. So next up we have Donnie's first card, Regeneration Thug. Correct, Donnie?
Yeah, Regenerating Thug.
Yeah, I can read.
That's okay.
All right.
Yes. So, okay, so this card I like actually. I think. So let's see here. What did I put? I think it's a 3, but I'm kind of even leaning towards maybe even a 4. You know, I mean 4 for 3/5 stats is pretty average. It's okay. But just that ability to at the start of your turn you can restore that 2 health, so maybe it allows you to get in an extra trade, or it prevents your opponent from trading in one of their minions to set up for you trading back on your turn. So it kind of it makes trading a little bit more awkward, and I kind of like that. It's going to add a new layer, I think, to trades.
Yeah, I feel like in Priest with the 1/3, you know, whenever it heals, I'm blanking.
Northshire Cleric.
Yes, the cleric. With the cleric on the board, it's like they feel like they have to take care of one or both of those cards because it's just going to keep healing. You're going to keep drawing cards, and you don't want that from priests usually. So
yeah,
I think 3's good.
This could be a very good card in that sense. What decks do you guys see this being run in?
Like I said, I see priest. I see maybe even heal paladin. Maybe even, heal paladin. Off the top of my head, those are the 2 I think we'll see this in. What about you, Dawn?
I'm not sure. You could maybe put it in zoo, like the heal zoo. But I'm not sure that might be. This feels a little bit more defensive, and in zoo you probably want more aggressive.
Well, who knows? Maybe zoo will be reworked completely, and they'll like get more like it'll be redefined.
Yeah. And this could make an actual maybe secondary zoo style deck, because in heal zoo this doesn't actually seem bad, and a 3/5 in a zoo is actually a fairly good stat line, because those minions tend to be quite a bit weaker, having the 3/2 stat line or 2/1 stat line. So this one being a 3/5 might stick to the board and be able to heal you when you try to go through taunts and things like that. So, it might just work there.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get like, what's the 1 mana that gives your leftmost minion +2/+2.
Soul Infusion.
There you go. Thank
There
you.
you
Yeah.
go.
So if you can get like a Soul Infusion or play this on turn 4 into like a Fungal Mancer turn 5, I feel like that can be pretty strong too. Or even
Yeah.
if you can get this buffed from Kaliseth or something, even that could be pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, can you imagine having a 4-mana 4/6?
That heals itself.
That heals itself
every
every
turn.
turn. Yeah. So that's a good point. Yeah, I like it. That is really good. So Don, what was your rating for this card?
So I gave it 3. It's 3 lits.
3. This is on fire 3 times. Okay. I like it. Okay. So our next card is, if I'm not mistaken, Pyromaniac, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Ooh, look at that artwork, guys. I'm feeling it. That's how I look in the mornings, actually. Just saying.
Wow, that card is going to be super lit, right? I mean,
I get
judging from the artwork.
It's like 10 lit.
Yeah. I gave this 5 lits. I'm pumped for this card. I think it's gonna be really good.
It's literally lit, so.
It is. It's perfect. Yeah, I think that it can combo with so many different things, and I mean, even getting this, after you play Jaina, so you can kill stuff off. You're getting a 3/6 elemental that can heal you. You're drawing cards, especially if you can get Jaina out on curve and then play this. But even with the other mage cards that are coming out, you should be able to clear some minions, and you're drawing cards. It's just, I feel like this is going to be a new staple card in mage.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it too.
I agree. Okay. So what decks would you see this card running in, Don?
Almost any mage, really.
That's what I was going to say. All
Like,
mages.
Elemental and big,
Yeah.
I mean, would big be... I don't know if this would have a home in big, really. Do you think?
I mean, it might not, but I still feel like there might be value in at least running one in Big Spell Mage. Because even a lot of times you see, like, let's say on turn 9, Big Spell Mage will play a Flame Strike and then use that hero power to finish something off. And I feel like that's decently common, and you'd probably have it enough. You could freeze the board and then follow up with something. So maybe not as much in Big Mage, but I can see it.
Okay. I think that there's definitely some room. What do you guys think about Odd Mage? Or would it be Even Mage? It would be Odd Mage.
Yeah, Odd Mage, yeah.
I always get those confused. I won't lie to you guys. I'm like, which way does it go? But okay, so Odd Mage. Do you guys think that there's room for maybe a new Odd Mage deck? I mean, your hero card
for sure.
2 damage here. That's pretty legit with these cards, I think. So, okay, Don, what was your rating on this card?
Oh, it's 5. It's 5 lits.
5-star. We think this is a meta-defining, or at least archetype-defining card. Look at that. It is 5 lit, and it deserves it, because look at that hair. Woot woot. Okay. All right, so our next card should be Splitting something or another.
Splitting Image.
Splitting Image. Okay, good. I can't read my own writing. There we go. Hey. All right. So, Audrey, this was your card, correct?
Yes,
All right. Tell us a little bit about this, will you?
All right. I think this is a super good secret because, I mean, just like you get a copy of a minion you already have on the board, so you can just wait to play it until you have a big minion you know they're going to try to kill off. You can discover it when you have big minions, and Big Spell Mage doesn't run a ton of smaller stuff anyway, so and they usually have the arcane whatever that discovers a secret. So I think that it's super good for, just think it's a really good card.
Okay.
So I give it a 4.
A
4 lits.
4 lit. Okay. So what decks, I guess, do you see this card running in?
Well, I mean, the only mage deck, I guess Odd Mage maybe. Since they won't be able to run the Discover a Secret card that Big Spell Mages run. I don't think Big Spell Mage will run it simply because they can discover it, so it's still kind of there. But yeah, I guess Odd Mage is going to be the other mage deck we see. Perhaps even Murloc Mage. I don't know. Probably not though. Murloc Mage is all minions, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, there might be room for that. It'd be nice if you could get this down the turn before Baron Geddon, and then, throw the secret down, and then you throw Baron Geddon, and 100% they're gonna kill that thing.
yep.
So that would
Let's
be
not-
pretty legit.
Let's not talk about gross things like that.
What about Ragnaros? What about Ragnaros?
Come on now, we
guys?
gotta explore these kind of things. Come on. Look at I'm sorry, chat. Okay. All right. So we gave this a 4 lit. Do you agree there with that rating, Dawn?
I feel like it might be a 3, but maybe it's going to be way better than I think. I think it's really going to depend on what decks become really popular. So
I definitely wouldn't mind seeing this, when I discover a spell, I wouldn't mind seeing this come off the top, especially if I'm trying to find some sort of answer to a larger, or to like a big board, and I want, extra minions and things like that. So,
or like this may be situational, but if you get this and you can, against maybe an aggro deck or something, you have Doomsayer on the board. They have to try to clear the Doomsayer, and then all of a sudden there's another one they have to deal with.
Great thought there.
That could be a good situation for it as well, but I'm not sure if we're getting too situational. We'll see.
I don't know. Chat is saying that even mage will be a thing too. Interesting. So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, stars. Sorry. Okay. So that was a super interesting card. I can't wait to see that one. I think that you won't be unhappy if you discover this one off of a glyph or discover a spell, anything like that. So, okay. And then up next we have Zinjin. Ooh, this one is gonna be good.
Ooh, yes. All right. Get ready for a 5 lit, 5 plus.
Woo.
I'm just so excited about this card. I think it's going to be like super good. I know people are like, half the people love it, half the people are like, that's crap. But I think it's amazing. I think it's going to do big things. I think it's going to change the mainstream hunter decks we see drastically. We already talked about it with the Revenge of the Wild and Flarksboom Zuka, and just to my sides, even like just all like the battle cry on it alone is just so worth like.
Oh wow, I hadn't really thought about this in a spell hunter. I mean, that's all you're doing is casting spells. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean you can't really do Flarksboom Zuka, but yeah, and spell hunter, there's, and like you can have like 5 secrets up,
Yeah. Dang. Yeah.
Secrets.
Secret hunter.
I didn't even think of secrets.
Yeah.
Secrets everywhere.
So how long do we think before this gets nerfed? Is the question.
It's not gonna get. I hope it doesn't get nerfed, but people are complaining about the hero power on it being like weak, but obviously it's weak compared to Rexstar, a DK Rexstar, but that's gonna get rotated out. This is gonna replace it, and they didn't want the hero power to be as strong, but I think the battle cry makes up for it big time.
Yeah, I almost feel like that's like a tempo swing you can't recover from sometimes.
Yeah.
Audrey, can you tell us, I apologize for interrupting you, but can you tell us what the hero power is for Zenjin?
Yeah, still 2 damage to anything. You can deal it to minions. It's the axe throw. So, but yeah, you can just deal 2 damage to anybody you want. So.
Awesome. So that could actually be a pretty strong hero power, my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, if we consider the fact that Mage is a pretty good one at targeted at 1 power, and this is 2, and that you have to meet a condition to get a 2 mana 2 power hero by adding a card and having only odd cards in your deck, right? To have for odd mage. So I mean, I feel like you're getting a little bit easier off with the battle cry and the hero power here, so you don't have to meet any conditions, just running it in your deck. So, sorry, that didn't come out very well, did it, guys? I knew where I was going with that. Okay. Okay, awesome. So, how do you feel about this, Dawn? Do you see any cool decks coming out of this? Any hero extra like tidbits that you thought was super interesting for this card?
I'm excited for this card. I agree. I think it's 5. I think there's gonna be some interesting deck building choices that come with this card, and that's, I think, part of what makes it exciting for me, is that I think people are gonna try out different variations and see what works. Like, what's the right amount of spells to run, or what kind of spells do you want to run? Do you want to? Yeah, secrets are awesome. Things like Animal Companion, all of those kind of cards are going to be good. Maybe not ones that deal damage, like maybe not Kill Command, just in case it hits your face. Like, I've seen a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
But and maybe it's still just good enough. And you can probably still run some minions in this and only run select spells to try to make it work too. So I like it. I think it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, I saw people saying that people might run it kind of like Shudderwock Shaman, because it's such a big, like, such a big thing. It's like as big as Shudderwock. But anyway, that's just some people talking, and I think that would be cool.
Sorry, I'm so bad at interrupting. How do you think that would you run a double hero here? Would you run Rexar here, build some value, and then maybe like come back with this one while it's still in rotation? What do you guys think? Is there room for that in a deck?
I know I'm gonna try it, but first I feel like I would do Zul'jin first, and then after I get the battle cry from Zul'jin off, go to DK Rexar, because he's your late game.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, and that is true. The only thing I would question about that would be, if you wait to turn 10, are you getting the value out of Rexar that he, with his 2 damage that he does, like an aerial AoE damage? Are you getting the value out of that? And with him, but I agree, like, you don't want to lose Rexar, because he is your refill to your hand. He's your answers to late game. So that's gonna be an interesting dynamic there between those 2 hero cards.
Yeah, I feel like it'll just be situational for the matchup you're in. So, and also I just realized if you go DK Rexar first and then use Zul'jin, will you get the battle cry of the deal 2 damage to all minions, all enemy minions?
Probably not, because it's not a spell that you played.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Just like you can't clear out a hero power or clear out a hero with a destroy spell or whatever. Well, anyway.
That makes sense. It was just off the top of my head.
Yeah. No. Yeah. This is very interesting. This is so much fun. I loved discussing the cards with you guys. Okay. So I feel like we probably covered that one. This card is meta defining, meta breaking. I feel like this is amazing. Okay. So that being said, our next card is Arcanosaur. Rawr. Okay. Okay, so get my notes out here. This is a common mage card, 6 mana 3/3, with an elemental tagline. So that does make this a really interesting card. If that didn't have that elemental tagline, this would be completely unplayable, in my opinion, because it would definitely be like a 1-star card, trash, just dust it, because spending 6 mana, even if you are dealing 3 damage to everything, it would just be trash. It's just not worth it, because you have the prior condition of playing an elemental last turn, which is very common for Blizzard to do that to elementals, but when it has that elemental tag on it, as soon as you Jaina, this card becomes like a late game heal. That is ridiculous. It's very much like Baron Geddon that would, you play Jaina, you may be against an aggro deck and you may be down to like 5 health, and you play Baron Geddon and he clears the whole board, does damage to your face, and they heal all the way back up, and it's like one of the most frustrating things ever. This is like pretty much the same thing. It doesn't have as great of a stat line, but it does at least battle cry, and you're immediately getting value after you Jaina on this one. So I think that people have been knocking this one pretty hard, but I do like it. I think it's a 3 lit card. I think it's gonna find its way into Big Spell Mage or Elemental Mage or something along those lines.
I think 3 is fair. A little disappointed in the stat line and the cost of this, but I definitely think it will see play, especially in Elemental Mage. I'm not sure if Big Spell Mage will run it maybe. I mean, like you said, after DK Jaina, like the cost is okay because, like you said, it's an instant heal. But until then, and especially with the condition of playing the elemental before, it's just kind of iffy in anything but elemental, I feel.
Awesome. And what do you think, Dawn? Do you see any? You guys, do you see her face? I'm about to change my rating. What are we doing here, Dawn? Tell us. Lay it on me thick.
Yeah, I don't like this card. It's a one
no!
for me.
She's a hater. How can you look at that face, Dawn? How can you hate that face? Come on now.
Maybe the golden can, redeem it to a 2 instead of a 1. I just don't like
a 1. Ooh.
Yeah,
oh wow,
it's a 1.
Hate is gonna hate.
No,
I
it might
wish I
drop
had
down to a
music.
2, but
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I mean, after Jaina, but it's still you have to have Jaina out, and then you have to play an elemental, and then you have to do this, and it's just
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't like it.
too little for too much.
Yeah. I like it. I don't know. I just think that the heal could be a huge thing for Mage. But that being said, once you get those 3 manas, the 3/6 thing on there, I can't even think of what it's called. Someone help me out. The frozen guy, he freezes you if he hits you.
Oh, just the water elemental?
Water elemental, thank you. Like, once you get those, like, the game's almost over. Yeah, sorry, card names.
The big guy.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I've done that so many times. I can't even think of the cleric earlier, so.
Okay. So it got changed down to a 2. Sad day. I definitely changed the card on the stream too because I was typing. Okay. All right. So, oops. Clear. Okay. All right. Arcanosaur. I am sorry, dude, but you got demoted to a 2. All right. So moving on. Our next card here is Bog Slasher. Okay. Bog Slasher J. There we go.
Oh, it's Bob. Okay.
Bob.
Yeah,
I was looking for those cards because it was under big on the thing. Like,
I know. I was like, big slasher.
I don't know where.
Yeah, I
Where's
kind of
this
trolled you
card?
guys a little bit. There's a few names in there that you guys will kind of laugh at.
I can't wait to talk about Reign of Roads with y'all. Didn't notice that one. That's what I accidentally typed. So
Nice.
got the Reign of the Roads.
But yeah, okay, so let me look at my notes here. This is a 3 mana 3/3 minion for Shaman, and it's a rare card. I love this card, actually. I probably gave this a higher rating than probably a lot of other people did. I see so much utility in this. I mean, if we throw this into a Shutterwalk deck, it gives you yet another way to make sure your Shutterwalk comes back in hand. Which people are saying that Shutterwalk's going to be dead after when it rotates out, when Saturnight rotates out in April. But I don't think that's the case. I think that this gives it another tool to actually bring it back into hand. It also has really great synergy with the Saturnights until they transfer out. It also has Zola implications, Grumble implications, even Prince Keleseth. That dude. I think that this card could be really, really good in a Shutterwalk deck. There may be some other decks that actually come out of this archetype, or for this. Man, I can't talk today, guys. That for Shaman, there may be some new, maybe token decks that we might see come out of it. And if there were any charge minions or rush minions in that, this might be a great place to be able to return it to your hand and then play it out for more damage. So I think that this is actually a 4-lit card. All right. Done. No, done.
All right. Okay, so I'll see your 4-lit, and I'm gonna raise it to 5.
Oh, you're gonna raise it to 5? Like, I was being
I thought you were gonna say 5, Ren.
Okay.
I think it's a really good card too. It's gonna it fits perfectly in Shutterwalk. It's really great. Like,
And
great for
I
the
think
deck.
Yeah, and I mean it's good stats. It gives you a good battle cry, and I think even in arena, this is going to be really good too. Just even if you play it out as a 3/3 in arena, that's still going to be pretty good. But being able to return something and buff it and just keep that board in arena is going to be super good. And it has the elemental tag on top of that.
Ooh, I didn't even note that, but yeah, there you go. Elemental, nice. Okay, so for once, I didn't give it too many stars. Okay, do you guys have anything to add on probably one of my favorite cards in the set? Nope. Okay. All right, so we are going Mr. Bog Slasher. You are a 5. You are 5 lit. All right, so moving on to the next card. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys, this is the card of the expansion. Okay, Donnie, wait, can you do the voice line for us before the card comes up? All right, ready?
Oh yeah.
Set, go.
The Undertaker.
Okay. All right. Tell us all about this guy.
The Undertaker. I love it. I think this is 5. I'm gonna say 5. We're gonna go 5 lit.
It's just, oh my goodness, we're just gonna start out right there. We're just gonna toss it out.
Yeah. That's right. I don't know. For me, I think maybe it's because I've just been playing so much Hunter the past few months, but I kind of want to fit this into like a Death Rattle Hunter deck and gain effects of, you can gain Katharina effects, you can gain the egg effect, and it just gives you more ways to use your Death Rattles or keep board presence, and there's just not going to be enough silence for them to deal with everything. So I don't know. I'm super excited to test this card and a bunch of stuff.
Yes, yeah, I agree. So what kind of decks do you see in Hunter there, Don, for this to be utilized?
Well, the main one is Death Rattle Hunter.
Death Rattle, for sure.
So, yeah. And I don't know, maybe there'll be some other things, like maybe a card I might talk about later. We'll see.
Nice. Okay. Well, mum's the word until we get there, for sure. Audrey, I know, right? All these old phrases. Audrey, tell us, what do you think? Are you?
I think this is going to be a really good card too, and I obviously love Death Rattle Hunter, so I think it's going to be really good there. Could even be good with like really anything that runs the 05 eggs and Death Rattle Rogue, even that Paladin deck that runs it. I think this can fit in so many decks. Yeah, I think it can fit in a lot of different decks. So I think it's gonna see a lot of play, especially in the beginning when everyone's trying to figure out where it belongs. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I think this is gonna be kind of like a Ziliax. Like, it's just shoved in every deck because it works.
Oh, and also Priest.
Oh yeah.
Priest.
Ew, can you guys imagine them getting
I don't want to.
like destroy a minion? Yeah, no.
Oh, I already hate that card enough. Let's not do it.
Like this is like a cloning gallery nightmare right here. Yeah. Okay, well, all right then. So I don't think we really have like much to say. This is probably going to be the card of the expansion, would be my guess. Like it's gonna see a ton of play, and it's lit. So we're gonna keep it at a 5. Okay, moving on to the next card. We have throw it out if you know it. Is it Zentimo? Zentimo.
I'm gonna say Zentimo.
Zentimo. All right.
I think Zentimo.
That's how I'm saying it.
Yeah, Run can't read, so it's all right. All right, there we go. Okay, tell us a little bit about this one, Don.
All right, I'm gonna go with 5.
Oh my goodness,
like for this one too. I love this one. That's right. I see so many applications for this card that I think it's going to fit in a lot of scenarios in a lot of different decks, and that's why I like it. It's so versatile. You can use it in a lot of ways. I've heard a lot of people talk about giving your minions Wind Fury, and then it gives multiple minions Wind Fury. You can use it with Hex, or there's just so many different things. You can use it in a more aggressive way. You can use it in more of a control-y way, and I really like that. You could play this after you have Hagatha on board, so potentially whatever you get from Hagatha, you could use with this as well for whatever situation is coming up. I don't know. I think it's going to be really good.
Awesome. Okay. What deck do you think is going to be the best deck for it? I'll let you think on that one, and then I'll come back. Audrey, what do you think of this card?
I think it's gonna be super good too. I agree with Dawn. It's gonna be great. Like, it's 3 mana, so you can potentially cast like a ton of spells after that. So
Okay.
you can clear boards with your zaps.
Oh, yeah.
That costs basically nothing. So
Yeah. I mean, once you get Hagatha on board, the value on this, I agree, it could just be fantastic. So, So I like it. I think the only downside is the stat line on it. Maybe it seems that 3 health minions are just so easy to clear in this meta and probably in the next one. I would have liked to if I, like just a little bit more oomph, maybe being like a 4 statted minion. But I mean, I really do see with Shaman having such cheap spells. Even if you play this out and you hex, a big minion and it gets a small minion with it, you're pretty happy with that. Or 3 minions technically, right? Since it could be in the center. So positioning is going to be big with this one. And Audrey, you're like a resident expert at that, apparently. Last night. So, if you guys need lessons, go ask Audrey, because she is a rock star. Like, no joke, like legit position.
Thank you.
Person on the board. But awesome. Donnie, did you have anything to add, deck list or anything like that you wanted to talk about this one?
Yeah, I just think that probably right now in the meta, I can see the best fit for this probably being in Shutterwalk Shaman. But I don't know. I think it might also create some sort of new archetype. And we'll see also when new sets come out, because we're going to have this card for the next, year and 4 months.
Yeah.
So
tell me a little bit, what implications do you think it has for Shutterwalk? Like, why do you think it's best fit into Shutterwalk?
Well, like you said, I mean, Hex, and you could even target. It might help against like Death Rattle Hunters if they can do. Oh my gosh, is it Urshock that I'm thinking? The 1 mana and it silences and deals 1 damage. I mean, if you can get that down on 2 different Death Rattle minions, that's pretty sick there.
So, question for you guys. When you run Electra in Shutterwalk Shaman, the battle cry triggers twice, so you overload twice on like the silencing one, right? Or wait, no, silence doesn't give you. Let's say you're running a spell that does have overload. I'm trying to think if they're zap. Okay, let's say zap for instance. Will you do you think you'll overload twice, or do you think that since it could you overload 3 times, or do you think it's only technically being casted once and therefore you would only overload once?
I think they confirmed that on Twitter, and I think they said that it casts for each target. So if you use Hex on the middle target and it casts Hex on 3, then technically you'd be casting it 3 times. So I think you would get the overload
3 times.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
Interesting.
So
okay.
I think that's how it works.
I mean, but still, if you're clearing a board, or I mean, this could really kill like a Taunt Druid. Because if they're getting 0/1s instead of their 4/12, or you hit the taunts plus the spider person, the spider
Spider bomb. Hadronox.
Yeah, the spider. You guys know, you got this. There's you two and a whole chat. Somebody will get it.
That's right.
Okay, awesome. So I think we're gonna stick with that. How did you say it again? Zentimo?
I'm saying Zentimo.
Zentimo. Okay.
That's how I'm saying it.
Zentimo, we give you a 5. We think you are lit. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh boy. The Reign of Roads or Reign of Toads, whichever Audrey might call it today.
Oh boy.
So let's get that pulled up here. Let's see. There we go. Okay, look at the artwork, guys. Like, look at the artwork. This is great. All right, go. Tell.
All right, I think this card is gonna be super good. let's see. I gave it a 5 because it's just so
Whoa.
good. Even though it does overload 3. You get 3, 2, 4 toes with the taunt, and also you can get this from Hagatha. Like, I just think it's super good.
That would be some great implication there. Like, if it's late game and you're trying to survive or you're trying to build up a board, yeah, that might be something there. What do you think, Dawn?
I think I'll give it a 4. I don't know.
All right, we can go down to 4. I thought I'd put 4, then I was like, oh, 5? Okay. But we can go with 4. That sounds more reasonable because of the heavy overload. So
Yeah, I mean, there could be some ways to, actually make use of it and give, maybe buff your minions or do some crazy things like give them overload or Wind Fury, things like that. So it could have use, but I don't know. Could even be a 3. I'm not sure. It's kind of in between 3 and 4
I won't lie. For me, I kind of feel like it's more of a 3 card. I
do as you must.
I like this. Like, I like it when you can find it off of Hagatha. And
yeah.
I think that that's a big deal because a lot of the time, you're sitting there with Hagatha really looking for answers. And this is an answer in a big way. Even if you are overloaded, you don't really care that much, late game when you're looking for answers. So if it comes off of this, and then I'm just thinking, you're at 10 mana, you discover this, you throw those out there, 1 or 2 survive, you have a Stormbringer, you need a big answer, you throw that down, you're kind of at the Hail Mary, you get Alkalier and win the game or something. You know what I mean? Like I could see this kind of coming in clutch in some places for you, but in just like throwing it in a deck,
even Shaman, I feel like it would do well in.
Yeah, I mean, when you have so many buffs on the board and things like that, now you would be overloading your turn 7. How do we feel about that? So really, you're going to be hero powering and throwing out, like, you would have a 6-drop. So, I mean, that wouldn't necessarily be the worst turn as long as you weren't overloading on turn 8, like what would normally be your turn 8, because that's usually a fairly big turn with Hagatha or Alkalier or something like that. So
or Lich King.
Yeah. So I don't mind that. I'm just not convinced there's room for it in what we know of right now, I guess. I could have my mind changed though.
I don't mind it in Even Shaman. Yeah, like
I think it's good in Even Shaman, but
yeah, that actually sounds pretty good. If you can get this down and then put some of the Flame Tongue totems or something down, that could be pretty good too.
Yeah, or already have those down, because usually you already have stuff on the board. More minions to drop cheap giants, like
and if you're able to attack, or get this down and then just put the Flame Tongue totem down the next turn. I mean, you're talking a 5/4, if you need to clear out something big, you can get through it and then do 5 more damage to face or something. That is a pretty legit turn if you needed it. So, maybe there's a little bit more utility in that than I originally felt. I could definitely see that. So, awesome. So, I think we're just going to go ahead and maybe give this a 4 lit card.
No.
Yay! I'm glad I convinced you. You guys.
All right. So, and I feel like it deserves a little bit more just because it's a Reign of Toads, and like that sounds very menacing, like biblical plague time. So there you go.
Okay, you pictured that, and you guys know that song, "It's Raining Men." That's what I imagined, but with frogs.
It's raining. Okay.
Yep.
I know it wasn't the same song, but that's how it turned. Okay. So, okay. Next up, we have Stampeding Roar. I believe that was still you, Donnie, right? Or was that
no.
Audrey? No, that's Audrey. Sorry.
Yep.
It's cool. Yes, Stampeding Roar. All right, I think this card is gonna be really good, and the Big Beast Hunter I was talking about earlier, that I think is going to become a semi-popular deck. I pretty much, if you're not going to play like the spell version with Zul Jin, you're going to be playing Big Beast Hunter, I think. And this can just be so good because any beast you can summon, your high main, but it has rush, and it's the same cost. And you don't run a lot of small beasts. I mean, I don't assume you're going to be running any small beasts besides like maybe animal companions, which won't get summoned from this. So I think it's really good. I think it's a solid choice for all big beast hunters. So I gave it a 4.
Hey Audrey, this is a druid card.
Oh my gosh.
I hate to break it to you.
My heart just broke in two.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You should be, Dawn.
Oh no, I'm sorry guys. I had to step away for a second. My dog was being loud.
Well, good, because
What
Dawn
did I
just
miss?
broke my heart.
Don't break the trio up, Dawn. Come on now.
I'm sorry.
How could you do this?
You
to
should
me?
be. Alright, never mind. I'm gonna drop that down to like at least a 3, because I don't even know what deck that's gonna go in. Man.
So Dawn, I'm guessing Audrey loved it and Dawn hated it. Is what I'm
No, I
gathering.
loved it, and I thought it was a hunter card. I went on and on about it, and then
It's a druid
Dawn
card.
broke the news. I even watched this get revealed on stream as a druid card. Oh my gosh.
That's so easily done. Like
It
so
is.
easily done. So like I still maintain, I've said this before, that like to be nice to those people who can't remember the colors, they should just write on the card, just like right above or below like the stone that says druid or shaman. Like why can't we have that on there? It would be
Yeah.
cutesy. I don't know. Anyway, all right.
I'm just in love with this big beast hunter, and I want it to happen so bad.
You are ready. You are
I'm gonna
ready.
dream it into existence, okay?
Okay,
Well.
so let's go back then. Brown, green, it's all the same according to Cincy, right? He said maybe you're colorblind. Okay, so that being said, let's go back to Druid and talk about how do we feel about this as a Druid card?
Quest druid. Yes.
Question.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not even kidding. I think we could see quest druid with this. I think that. I mean,
West Druid. Huh.
yeah, because
Okay.
you're going to be running a lot of big beasts and stuff, anyways. And if you could get out 12/12 non-targetable, and then give it rush, like, oh, that's
Ooh,
gross.
feels
Yeah, that
good.
does sound good.
So Donnie,
So-
tell maybe for our newer players and like people that may not know off the top of their head what the quest does. Like, how do you get it, and then what does it do?
Oh gosh, you did have to put me on the spot.
Okay, I'm sorry. So that being said, like the quest is a Journey to Ungoro card where you have to play out. Is it 5 or 7? 5 mana. 5. 5 mana or 5 attack cards or more to receive the quest. Once you get the quest, you get it's an 8/8, right? I can't remember his name, but it comes down, it makes all the rest of your beasts cost 0. So you tend to run Tyrantus, which is a 12/12. You run, what's some of the other ones you run in there? Lich King. All of those will come out and they're free to you. So that is a pretty legit card right there. Being able to sneak that 10 mana beast out and get it out for free, and then also maybe complete your quest on turn 6 with that. So
Yeah.
I agree. That's a great thought. So Audrey, what do you think? Anything that you want to add on that one?
I think it's a 2 now, but
You think it's a 2? Okay.
what do y'all think? I mean, other than Quest Druid, what would it be in?
I don't really see
I don't know.
it being-
I'm gonna stick with the 3.
You're gonna stick with 3? Alright, we can do 3.
It'll be interesting to see where this one comes out. Okay, so Stampeding Roar with your interesting artwork, we're gonna give you a 3. All right, so up next we have, and I have no idea how to say this, and if you guys know me pretty well, which you probably do, you know I don't know how to say anything. So I'm gonna say Craigwa.
Cragwa. That's how I'd say it.
All right, Cragwa the frog. Like, I'm pretty sure I had a boyfriend in high school that looked a lot like this. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. But no, I liked this card. Let's look at the notes. It's a 6 mana 4/6 legendary shaman card. It is what I'm gonna say a 4-star card. I like the stat line. It's very similar to a Skulking Geist in stats. And we see a ton of play from Skulking because of what it does. There's a lot of implications, I think, for Evolved Shaman being pretty legit here. The reason being is on turn 5, if you're able to play, a small minion down, you can get that, the transforming spell, Unstable Evolution. Use that. You can echo into it a couple of times, and then in your hand the following turn you're going to get let's say you get something down for 2 mana, you Unstable Evolution it 3 times. Now you've got 3 Unstable Evolutions in your hand. That means that you're going to be able to kind of continue to make larger and bigger minions. So I think there's some good implications on how this card could work. Also, just being able to throw back a Volcano. Well, you can't throw back a Volcano because you'll be overloaded. But, Healing Rain or some of those other Shaman cards that you might want to see back in your hand, like a Bloodlust, for instance. If you've got a board already and you Bloodlust, and then you can turn, you may not do all the damage that you would normally like hold a Bloodlust for, like a lethal. And if you can get it back next turn, you might be able to use it again to, make it a little less of an OTK with the Bloodlust. So I think there might be a space for it. I am going to give it a 4 stars. Or 4 lit.
I think I'm good with 4. I think it's a strong card.
I see it on your face, Don, every time. Like, you try to hide it, but you can't hide it from me. No. I see your face.
This is why I don't play poker, because I have a terrible poker. Yeah.
We are definitely playing poker at the next stream.
Oh, 5. I always think she's going to, give it, way worse.
I'm okay. I'm conservative with my stars, apparently, when they're really good cards.
Yeah. The more you talked and the more examples you gave, I was like, oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I like it more now. Yes.
Okay.
It's a 5 for me.
It's a 5 for you. What kind of decks are you seeing?
Oh, man. I feel like this can go in pretty much anything. I think it probably is okay in Even Shaman. Maybe if you fit in a couple more spells. There's the Even Shaman at one point was running, or they might even still be. Some are running zaps too. I mean, just to get some zaps back. Mm-hmm. If you play this in Shutterwalk, that'd be fine. Like I said, we're going to see these cards for the next year and 4 months, so I'm not even sure what kind of combos are going to come later. Yeah. Too. I think this could be pretty good.
Also, we were talking earlier about Zentimo. And if you played Zentimo the turn before, did lots of zaps, hexes, whatever. And if it casts, technically, you said, if you cast the hex and it casts on 3, you technically cast it 3 times. So will you get 3 back? I want to know. What y'all think?
Well, you couldn't play the 2 in the same because, right? Well, wait, hold on. Yeah.
Well, Dawn said that they said that you technically cast it 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm not, but this says that you played, so you probably wouldn't. You only played 1 copy, but in terms of casting it,
well, cast is played, right?
For the,
I don't
know.
I don't
gray
know.
area.
Yeah,
I want to know.
I think that will be
play her soon.
All right, yeah, I know, right? We're gonna have to take some notes and be all right. You're gonna have to answer these questions. Although we will find out, what is that, Tuesday? The set comes out Tuesday. That may be the very first thing that we try. Yep. Play testing. We have to know the answer. Okay. Audrey. I know. Sid's letting us down. Dang it. We've had the answers before. Okay. Okay, well, good. I'm glad that we could up this one a little bit. I shouldn't have been so conservative with my stars, apparently. Okay. Zentimo is too bad to fit in. Aw. Sorry, I've been not reading chat and been trying to stay on track because chat will get me going that way. Okay. So next we have Princess Jelly Mama. I nicknamed her. Yeah. Y'all are gonna deal. Oh no! Come back, Jelly Mama. Okay. And there's not even. I just noticed it's not even JEL, and I definitely thought it was. Don't make fun of the dyslexic kid, okay? No. Accidentally trolling. Anyway, boy, guys. Okay, so let me
Oh my gosh, now that I'm looking at the card, did you jelly because it's purple and like, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody clip that. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so this is a 4-mana, 3/4 legendary warlock card. And this is a part of the we're gonna push discard lock as hard as we possibly can card. However, I really like this card, and I don't think it just has a place in discard lock. I did give it 4 lit, and the reason being, I can see some excellent places for this. I mean, we're never probably going to see Quest Warlock as a legitimate deck, but I've been watching Regis Kilbin play it a lot, and I'm like, this could work in here. This could work. And anytime you can get some lifesteal in with a minion that builds value in the Warlock deck, I think you could really use it. So I think the biggest place I could see you using this is Zoo. Because in Heal Zoo, how many times do you get down to 2 cards, and one of them is the 1-mana spell that deals 4 damage.
Soulfire.
Soulfire?
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, thank you. Or it's Doomguard. I mean, it feels like it happens all the time, where I'm discarding what's left of my hand to be able to throw out a big minion. And so when you discard this, you get 2 copies of it back in your hand. So I just love this. You throw this down, it gets to turn 9. You don't have much of a game left. You throw this down, if you had a oh my goodness, Bunglemancer come off the top. Now it's a 5/6, able to heal you back for 5 and do some serious damage. So I gave it a 4 lit.
Yeah, I like what you're saying about it in the Zoo lock. I didn't really think of it that way, but I like it. And also the lifesteal would be super good in the Zoo lock, because usually you get pretty low from drawing cards and such. Mm-hmm. And also dealing damage to yourself from the Flame Imps. But I think it will definitely see a lot of play. I think we're going to see a discard lock, like you're saying. I don't know how good it will be, but I really like this card. Yeah. I think 4 is
I think
good.
That they put the demon tag on there, I would have probably said it was a 5. Could you imagine getting this back? Or getting 2 copies of this back? Yeah, it would have been OP. So, Donnie, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it here at 4. Oh man, if it was a demon, that'd be gross. No, I like it though, and I even see playing this. You have this in your hand, kind of like we were saying. It still could work with Zoo, but you have to play out your Doomguard, discard this. All of a sudden, now you have this lifesteal taunt minion, also protecting your Doomguard that you just played as well. So, yeah, I like that. I'm gonna have to try it.
I think it's a pretty legit card. Okay, so moving on to the next card. I was so mad when I saw that this was on Dawn's list. I was just like, I can't even right now. She's kicked out, so I can do this card. No, but I'm super excited. This is the most adorable thing. Okay, here we go. All right, Donnie, tell us about it.
Helpless hatchling. Okay, first of all, it's cute. He's a little derpy and he's adorable, and I just want to adopt.
Remind me not to be your friend. She'd be like, you're so cute, but you're a little derpy.
I think that's a compliment, though.
It reminds me of our youngest puppy, because she just is so goofy like that, and it's just so adorable. You gotta love it. But
okay. Anyway. Sorry, the things that come out here.
I really like it. I think it might actually see some play, and being able to reduce the cost of a beast seems pretty cool. Being able to just even bring back some of the stuff, just having the beast tag, I think, could be very helpful. I do only rate this a 2, but I think it might see some play, and I love the artwork. I love the artwork so much on this card.
It is so cute.
It is adorable. Audrey, what do you think?
I was gonna say 1 or 2, but we'll give the 2 because it's so cute.
Yeah.
I
Give it an
don't
extra flame.
know what it will see play in. I'm thinking like zombies. There'll be another choice in there. So combined,
Oh.
you know, in crafting, it would probably be good. But as to just run in your deck, I just can't think of anything that will actually run this. Maybe if Quest Hunter does come back, I'm not sure. Or if Druid, you know, we were talking about they're trying to make Beast a thing in Druid, so
Yeah, that's interesting.
we'll
thought.
see. But
the only thing I was thinking is we haven't seen a Face Hunter. Face Hunter is actually like the deck I started my first climb on, because it was the cheapest, and so we haven't really talked about what kind of implications that could have for just like a Face Hunter deck. Is there going to be room in this next meta for you know, a pretty much fast-paced, in-your-face, well, literally a Face Hunter deck. So you're running lots of small minions, you're running Dire Moles, you're running Razor Maws, you've got the 3/3 Bear. I can't think of it, you know, like that. Well, that card sucks, so honestly, we're not going to see that play. But, you know, you get a 4 mana Witchwood Grizzly. You know, what do we think we could see this possibly have any effect here in this next meta for a Face Hunter deck?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty weak because most of the time I feel like mana is not your problem, card draw is your problem. I feel like you have lots of minions to play, you're just like throwing them out, and reducing the cost I feel like would not affect it too much because I feel like you always have excess mana in the end rather than excess cards to play.
Okay. All right.
I don't that's just what I'm
sorry.
thinking.
I apologize if that came across the wrong way. No, I agree. Like I'm not, as much as I love this derpy hatchling. I agree with you. I don't think that there's going to be a whole lot of play, but you know, maybe in like an odd hunter deck, this might not be too shabby when you're running low cost minions and you're doing a lot of face quickly. But I agree, it's not at best it's a tier 3 card, so maybe tier 4. So
It's gonna go in Quest Druid. That's what we're gonna see.
It's a druid card, isn't it? Oh dear. Okay. We're just gonna move on and pretend like this isn't happening. Hi from the Ren Fair ladies. Oh, speaking of who just came into chat, guys, like, we want to give Cinder a big round of applause. Like, yes, yeah, or big hearts. Audrey, you got anything?
I don't want to clap on my mic, but I'll do the heart.
Okay, do the heart. Okay, so big thank you to Cinder. He created all of the images that you see here for us, all the flames and the cards and the rumble. So we super appreciate you helping. And then he gave me a crash course on how to actually operate all of this. And so thank you, Cinder, for all of your help. You are mucho appreciated.
Yes.
Okay.
Very.
All right. So moving on to our next card. Dawn, is this card in fact a treasure? Tell us now.
All right. So I'm just gonna throw this out there. I put on our spreadsheet. I only gave this 2. I'm not sure how much we're gonna see it, but okay. Here's my but. I feel like this is going to be a surprise card. I feel like there's going to be a deck that utilizes this card, and it's gonna throw everybody off. I'm not sure what that is, but this is my bold prediction for the set. We're gonna see this card.
Oh boy, guys, this is Dawn's prediction card.
That's right. Lady in white. Make this a 4.
There you go. Just toss that in there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's super great, but I don't know. I feel like we're gonna see it. It's gonna be. There's gonna be something that utilizes this. I feel like. I don't know. It's my gut feeling.
Donnie, I don't think Audrey agrees with you for some reason. Audrey, can you tell us about that?
It's expensive. For one, it's 4 mana. I'm trying to think of what I could see it played in besides like Inner Fire Priest.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
On that line, let me ask you. I'm not gonna try to. Honestly, this is a 1-card card for me, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate for just a second. What about even Shaman? Like,
wait, why?
for the card draw, like what if you could buff that and then run it into something like, I mean, you know, you can get the 2 cards off. What do you think? Like, I'm playing devil's advocate, so don't think I'm dumb here. I want to hear what your thoughts are.
I'm gonna go with a hard pass for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just do not like this card. I feel
Hard
like
pass.
maybe if it was like 2 mana or I don't know. It's just wacky, swampy.
All right. Here's my other thing.
I'm
I
sorry,
feel
Donnie.
like no, you're okay. Here's my defense. I feel like everybody severely underrated the eggs that we have. You know, there's a couple different ones, and now they're starting to see a lot of play and there's use. Granted, they give you a minion on board, but in some decks, I feel like drawing cards could be really good. Maybe there's some sort of like weird Mechathune. Maybe you put this in like a Mechathune priest or something and try to get it to, you know, kill off or something, draw more cards into your deck. I don't know. I feel like there's other cards kind of like this and underrated, and now we're seeing play. So.
Interesting. Well,
I
all
don't-
right. You guys heard
we'll
it
see.
here first. Somebody clip that. This is Dawn's prediction of a sleeper card. All right.
Can't wait to tell your decks with it, Dawn.
There you go.
And then everyone can make fun of me in a couple months when this card is total
Hey,
crap.
there's been so many, like, I mean.
Hey,
you
I
go
hope
into-
you're right. I hope it's awesome.
Yeah, you go into YouTube and you see all the big streamers that they were all wrong, and people are like, wrong. So there you go. We'll see. We will see. All right, Arena Treasure. We're just not sure you're a treasure yet, but maybe you're hidden. That's as cheesy as it gets. All right.
Love it.
All right. All right. So moving on to High Priest. Oh dear. Thekel. Fecal? Don't call that. That sounds like fecal. How do you say this? Decal? Somebody save me. Hurry up.
I would say High Priest the Call.
The call.
I
What do
think
you
the
think,
call,
Dawn?
yeah.
The Call, okay.
Okay. All right. Go.
Alrighty, so I think that this is gonna be super good in Hill Paladin, like, cause then, you know, you still have all your health pretty much, but it's just in armor, so you can heal back up, potentially get pretty much double health from the armor. And I'm here at 3, but now I'm feeling like it might be a 4,
Ooh.
because I just think it's just gonna be so crucial in Hillidan, which I think a lot of people are gonna be playing.
Okay. Donnie? Thoughts?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a 4 as well. If there were a way to like break armor, you know, like kind of a tech card, you know, there's ways to remove secrets and, you know, taunts and silence things.
Oh
Things
yeah.
like that. If there was something like that, this would not be as good. But we don't have anything like that, so I think that makes this a lot better.
Yeah.
And
Agree.
with all of the tools that they've given Paladin to heal, I think that makes it good. And I like that that it's a legendary though, so you can only have one in your deck. Because if you could have a couple of these, that might be too strong.
Yeah, I like this card. I want to see, you know, it probably play tested a little more. Sometimes I feel a little skeptical on cards like these, but with that severe of a like cost, I'm always a little like, I don't know. So yeah, I'm excited to see what comes of this for sure. Here we go, finally. Okay, so we're gonna leave this High Priest. Say it again. The call.
The Call.
The call, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna leave at a 4 lit. Okay, so our next is oh dear.
Yeah, don't ask me
yes.
on the either.
Guys, I'm trying to cast, I'm trying to learn how to cast, and this set's gonna be really bad. Like, I might just quit while I'm ahead. They're gonna be like that one card,
Either call it Jan or just call it the Dragonhawk.
Dragonhawk. That's what I've been calling it.
I can do that. Dragonhawk. Okay. So
Just Jan.
was this Audrey's card?
Yes.
Okay, Audrey, tell us about
It
this.
is. I really like this card. Because Ragnaros, right? For 7 mana, considering, you know, you've dealt 8 damage with your hero power, but it seems like from the other cards we've seen that hero power may just kind of gonna be a thing. So 7 mana, 4/4 plus an 8/8 rag. I love this. Okay, I know people, a lot of people don't really like it. I gave it 4 flames, even though I was tempted for 5, but the hero power 8 times kind of takes it down a notch. But
Yeah.
I really like it. Plus, also not to mention the hill from Rag. So
Okay, so could we see this in an odd mage then? Like, because if we're dumping
Yeah,
this
for
to a
sure.
2 mana, then you only have to hero power 4 times. I had to do the math on that. That's really quite sad. 4 times, and I mean that's really not all that much when we're talking about playing, hitting the button on turn 2, and then we're playing out probably a 1-drop and hitting the hero power on turn 3. And so you've already gotten it 2 out of the way before you're on your way to 7. So
yeah, and also not to mention the Loa for mage makes it target adjacent minions. So I think that also reduces, or that counts.
yeah.
So you do 1
Does
hero
it?
power, it's 3.
Yeah.
In the reveal stream, I'm pretty sure they said that.
Now, are there any cards, and I know I'm putting you on the spot on this one, are there any cards from prior sets that allow you to refresh your hero power that are odd costed? I'm just curious.
Yeah, what is it, the 3/4 that costs 3 mana? Refresh. Wait, does it cost 4?
I can't remember.
You know what? I thought I'm kind of thinking it costs 4 now. But there's that one card that refreshes your hero power.
We'll have to maybe after the stream see if we can't find it. But if you could play that in an odd mage, I mean, you're pretty much set by the time that you actually hit that to be able to, do that, right? Because on turn 5, oh no, that would be turn 7. Still,
You're thinking Blackwald Pixie?
Yes, it is 3. Yes, it is 3.
It's a 3 for a 3/4 battle card.
Yes.
But
shouldn't have second guessed myself.
So I mean, I could even see you get that off of there twice in one turn. You have that on turn 2, you have it on turn 3, and then maybe this is your turn 7, which finishes it off, and then this with combined with the hero power on turn 9 doesn't seem too shabby at all, in my opinion. I mean, I could definitely see this being the card that makes Odd Mage a big deal this next meta.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so we did the Dragonhawk, Jenenenenene, as a 4 lit card. Anything to add to this, Donnie?
No, I like it at 4 too. I mean, the stat line is a little small, so it'll be easy for them to kill it. But then they also have the Ragnaros to deal with. I kind of like things like if you can play this out on turn 10 and then Zola that, that's something that I've heard before, but some chat mentioned that as well.
Okay.
I even think if you can play this and then the following turn, Faceless Manipulator on the Ragnaros or something, like that could be pretty sick. If
Yes,
your
and that
Ragnaros
goes
is
in odd, so.
You could do
I
it
like
there
it.
too.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, technical difficulties, guys. Okay. Boom. Okay. All right. So we said 4 lit. All right. We are moving on. Moving on to something like Donkey Kong just didn't fit there, but it ran. Shh. Hey. Go on. Sorry, dog.
Oh, I'm like,
Dog
What
ruining the
is
stream. Cheese and crackers. Dog ruining the stream. Thanks a lot, kid. All right. So next we have Haunting Visions, which is hold on. Stars in a bucket. Let's get the card up. All right. All right. So we have Haunting Visions. And this is a 3 mana shaman spell. And the very first thing that caught my attention about this was the artwork, guys. Like I can't wait to see this one in golden and see how it acts. It looks really cool. So mad props to whomever designed it. You're my hero. Okay. No, I just really like this card. But I really see some great synergy for this card. If you have this card in hand with a Farsight, you're gonna be able to cast that for free and then draw into a card that you might be able to actually, get a 0 or get like a very low costed, card. So in Shutterwalk, where you're trying to draw through your deck as fast as you possibly can, I think this card has some great implications. Also, I'm wondering that how with Electra this would trigger. So if it triggers twice, I don't think that would work, but you would draw, like for the reducing the next spell 3, I don't think it would, like if you had a 6-cost spell, I don't think it would make it 0, but I would like to see how that interaction ends up working. But getting to draw 2 cards with like the Electra would be pretty legit. So
I'm wondering if you did this with Electra, so it would cast the first one, you play it for 3, and then you discover a spell. I think you still get to discover a spell, but I think the second cast of Haunting Visions would be 0. I feel like that's how that would work.
Okay, I see what you mean. So maybe it wouldn't let you do it twice.
Here's what I think. Okay, I think that if you did use it with the Storm Surge, you would just get to you do the Haunting Visions, cost 3 less, discover a spell. Then you do Haunting Visions again, discover another spell, and then well, actually, would it cost 3 less or? Okay, never mind. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it. I think the second time you cast it,
yeah,
then your second Haunting Visions would be 0 because it'd be 3 less.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so it already cast it twice, right?
Well, you play it the first time for 3, right? You play Storm Surge, and then you would play Haunting Visions for 3.
Yeah.
Discover a spell, and then whatever you pick would cost 3 less, go to your hand. And then Storm Surge would recast Haunting Visions.
Yes.
But technically, that's the next spell that you cast. Oh, no, it wouldn't. It would still cost 3. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm confused.
No.
I think we're all confusing ourselves.
That's what I'm saying,
more
though.
we talk about it.
I think that this is a little unclear on how this card will trigger, I guess, is where I'm kind of like confused on it. And depending on how it triggers, I think could be like really good, because you could have a long chain of spells here if you wanted to, and I think that could be really influential over that, but I'm not sure how it triggers, and that's kind of what I would like to see. And then when we have discover a spell, remind me, guys, do we discover a spell only in the class that we're playing, or do we discover it across the spells in the entire game?
It's your class.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on just a
and
second.
neutral,
see if the chat helps
course.
us out here. If cast this and get another HP, it will cost 0, and you can keep playing it, I guess. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Sorry. Oh, I already gave it a rating. I don't know that this is stars in a bucket or flame fire or whatever. Nope. Sorry, technical issues. Okay, who left me in charge? I'm gonna give this card a 3. I like it. I think that getting Haunting Visions off of a Hagatha is going to be really nice, to be able to draw a card from your deck, which is always needed, and then also to be able to get a spell that costs 3 less, so you might get to play out a Volcano and Haunting Visions to draw a card. There's some decent implications here for this card. So do I think it's meta defining? No. But I think this is a solid card. So okay.
I really like it. I'm happy. I'm okay with 3. I do think it's really good.
Oh no. Okay, we're back on track because Donnie disagrees. Okay, Donnie. All right, go for it.
It's a 5. It's a 5.
It's a 5? Am I just
Yes.
missing it here? Okay, go.
I was thinking 4. I would have settled for 3, but I think a 4.
Okay.
I mean, it's basically
really
you get to discover.
So.
You get to discover a spell for free. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I talked about it on Coin Concede when I was on. I picked this card because I just think this is a fantastic card, and I think it can go in multiple shaman decks. So I think it's just going to be really good.
What decks do you see? Like, you can list those out, and then which deck do you think you're most excited for? Since you talked about it, which I haven't listened to yet. I'm sorry, Donnie. I meant to. I promise. It just has gotten away from me. But which deck do you see it probably fitting in the best?
I think it can go in Shutterlock, and I think it could go in some sort of like elemental deck. I see this kind of like, oh man, what's the mage one that costs 2? You get to discover a spell and it costs 2. I mean, it's the same thing.
Glyph?
Yeah,
Glyph?
there you go. Yep. So it's like that, and I feel like Primordial Glyph is really good, and Shaman has a lot of really good versatile spells as well, and cheap spells. So the chances that you find something that you end up playing for free or for only 1 mana, I mean, if you can play out a 1 mana Hex that you got from this, that's really good. And like you said, getting it off of Hagatha as well after you play it just adds even more value. So I think this is a really good card.
All right. Well, I'm in. Let's make it happen. I like the artwork, so.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Hunting
the
visions.
most important thing.
You aren't leaving any hunting visions in our sight because you're getting a 5. All right. Moving on. I like the cheese. My bad, guys. All right. Okay. All right. Next up, we have Grave Horror, a 12 mana, 7/8 priest card, rare. Costs 1 less. It has taunt, and it costs 1 less for each spell you cast this game. Whew, guys. Ay. I don't think priest needs any more tools. No, I really think that priest can cast so many spells that this card actually has potential to be pretty lit, in my opinion. Maybe in like a combo priest, or I was kind of even thinking, I've never played it, so if you guys have played Cloning Gallery, but I was wondering if there was ever like room for this in Cloning Gallery, just because getting this might not feel terrible, although I don't know that there would be enough reason. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, because this one kind of was like, I feel like it's going to be really good for the priest deck.
I don't know about Cloning Gallery. I have not played that deck, so I can't. I feel like it wouldn't belong there, but because I feel like they have way other good minions that they went on their board when they cast that spell. But I feel like it could find a place in like Mind Blast Priest. I think it's a solid 3 flames for me. That's why I would cast it. But what do you think, Don?
All right. In terms of the card itself, I'd probably give it a 4. How I feel about it, like I just don't like it.
You don't like it?
No, and I don't want to play against it. I hate playing against big taunt minions and
yeah, agree.
They make me so sad and mad. I don't like it.
That is a big booty taunt, especially when you consider that late game it could be 0 mana. A 0 mana 7/8. I mean, woo.
Yeah.
And it could just trigger your hero power again if we are talking Mind Blast Priest, so.
Yeah, that's gross.
Ooh,
yeah.
Are we gonna go back to the days of Machine Gun Priest? I don't like that. I don't want to. 9. Don't make me. Okay. So I forgot to mention this. I'd given it a 3-star.
Oh, perfect.
Or a 3 flame. Call me red. Anyway, moving on. Donnie, what was your rating on it?
I think the card itself 4.
A 4. Ooh.
Yeah.
Which one is it, guys? Are we going 3 or are we going 4? This is a big booty.
Let's go 3, because
3?
2 of you. Yeah,
okay.
you guys said 2 or 3.
All right, Grave Horror.
Numbers.
We will be in horror when we see you come down. You are a 3-star card. Okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Like, all our viewers might leave. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, so next up we have, it looks like Shield Breaker. That is not Shield Breaker. Come on. That is not Shield Breaker. Goodbye. Okay, Shield Breaker. Okay. Audrey, was this your card?
Don's.
Dawn,
Yep,
sorry. My bad. All right, Donnie Dunn. Tell us. Will this break the shields?
All right, so I'm gonna give this 3. It's 3 lit. I think it could
3
be pretty
lit.
good. It's still a silence. It is a little more specific because it has to be a taunt minion. But I feel like there's a decent amount of taunt minions right now, so having an extra silence could be really good. And I feel like what they might do with this card, they're trying this card out, and I feel like it might lead to them when the next set comes out and they do rotation. I feel like they might Hall of Fame at least one of the other silence that we have in the game right now. I feel like that's what they're doing, because just general silence is just way too good, and having 2 of them from the classic set that are new is just way too powerful. And they even nerfed Owl, and it still just sees so much play. So I think they're trying more specific silence, and they might, so I think that's where it's going. But overall, I think it's a decent card.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, at the very least, them trying to, if they're not going to Hall of Fame the silence cards, they're at least trying to figure out a way to nerf silence in a way. And so I agree that either they're going to get rid of it or they're moving away, just kind of like they moved away from charge. They're moving away from just straight silence.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly, yeah. They're trying different ways to get...
Yeah, I really like this card. And I think we were talking about Odd Hunter earlier. It might see some play there because big taunt minion, just silence it, hit face, you know.
That is true. That is
I don't know. Wait, oh my gosh, it's 2 mana.
Oh, it's even. Audrey, you led me
I keep doing that.
You led me in the woods, and then you got me lost. I don't appreciate this. No.
I'm just really
all right. Never mind. Scratch that.
But I do like your thought process on that. I love that this is a 2 mana, you know, because it does give you some bigger implications to be able to throw out, you know, a charge minion to get, or a rush minion to get to maybe something that you don't want out there, like a dragon caller, or, you know, just something. So you destroy that taunt minion that's in your way, you get to clear that off the board. Or, you know, maybe it's you have a way to go face, you know, and you can use this 2 mana to jump on through and get your lethal. I do like that a lot.
Maybe even shaman? I don't know.
Yeah.
If we're just trying to go face and get around something, you know, for 1 turn. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it sees play in. It's pretty decent. I agree with the 3 flames.
Awesome.
I wonder if you could even use this on your own. Like if, let's say they freeze your big taunt minion to prevent you from having lethal. You could just silence your taunt minion and then go face. Like,
yeah, I'm sure that will work.
I mean, I don't see why you couldn't, because silence means that you would, you know, that it would clear that out. So, yeah, I think that's a really good thought, Dawn. Like, to be able to kind of get around that, especially if we see more of an elemental.
It's enemy minion. Oh, all right. We're all just.
All right. We don't read the cards.
The fatigue is real.
We don't know their
stats. Audrey and I were up until midnight working hard. So
I was up until 2. I streamed after. For a couple hours,
okay. Well, there you go. Like, we get a pass because.
And I woke up early. So.
Dawn, what's your excuse?
Gonna go with that.
You're supposed to keep
I
it on the
didn't
straight
read
and
it. That's fine.
I'm kidding. Sorry, bad jokes. Okay, so
I still like it.
We're gonna give this shield breaker a 3 flame. All right, moving on to the next card. The next card is the Beast Within. Oops. Okay.
All right.
And that was still your card, correct? There, Donnie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So, looking at Stone top decks, apparently a lot of people don't like this card. They only put it as a 2, but I'm gonna rate it a 4. I kind of like it.
Whoa! Disagreeing with everybody.
Throwing it down.
Dang it! Let's see
I like the idea of attacking with the beast, playing this, and then forcing that beast to attack something else. Like, that idea to me seems super good. Or playing this onto a beast that has poisonous, and it forces it to attack something, or that has it, you know, playing this on a beast that has a death rattle and getting your death rattle trigger. Yeah, I don't know. I like it, and I'm gonna play around with it when it comes out.
I think this is an excellent playtesting card, especially when you think about maybe what like Zinjin could do, or you know, what's the other one? No, I think it's just Zinjin, right? That recast the spells.
Yeah.
So
Zul'jin.
Zul'jin. Woo. Yep.
Yeah.
See, I know how to say cards. I'm good at that kind of stuff. I don't know. What do you think, Audrey?
I mean, I didn't really like it, but then the way Dawn explained it, that it could attack twice potentially, I like that. So it's kind of, I was thinking 2, but maybe a 3 with Dawn's explanation of it.
Okay.
Because a minion attacking twice would be good. Hit base, then attack again to clear off, a minion on their board. So
My evil plan is working.
I like it.
I like the idea of getting it from like Roxalar.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
interesting.
That could be.
Ooh. Yeah, that does put some implications. Hey, thank you for the raid, Wicked Good. Welcome to the stream. Woo woo. Okay, so we are gonna give this card. I kind of feel like Donnie, like you were a little zealous with your fire, just a bit. So we're gonna like as a team go with a 3 lit. How's that sound? Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's okay. She talked me up one.
So there you go. She talked me up too, so we'll go with it. So okay. So that being said, you Murlocky Beastie card, 3 fire lit for you. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, finally, this card that keeps coming up like every 5 seconds for us here. Untamed Beastmaster. Let's hear all about this one.
Okay, I really like this card. Also, it's not hunter specific, even though that's probably what we'll see it played mostly in. Even though, like we were saying, druid with the beast now, but I really like it because it's basically an insta clear. Like it pretty much has taunt. I feel like because they're gonna want to clear that instantly. But I really like it. I think it's very strong. It's already a 3/4 for 3 mana. Plus, the effect on it just makes it even better. So, let's see. Dare I say 4?
Ooh.
It's
Ooh.
3 or 4. I don't know.
Yeah. I like it. No, Dawn's agreeing with you. So let's like.
Yeah, let's hear
I
it,
can
Dawn.
tell the difference between when she agrees and when she doesn't agree, because it's you talking instead of me. No. I'm just kidding with you, Donnie girl. No, but seriously though, Donnie's been shaking her head yes. So I love it. You're adorable. Okay, no, she's crying. I made her cry. Oh, no, I'm kidding. She's not crying, guys. In case you're not actually watching, she's not crying. No, I did not make Dawn cry today. Hopefully never. Moving on. All right, girl. Tell us
lying.
why.
She's in tears.
Tell us why you think why you agree, why you're vigorously shaking your head yes.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say I somewhat agree. You gave this 4 stars, right, Audrey?
Yes, she gave 4 stars.
Yes.
No, she did not. Actually, that is a lie. She did not give it
4 lit.
stars. She gave it 4 lit.
That's right. Okay, well, I'm gonna give it 5. I'm giving it 5. 5 lit.
Whoa! I thought y'all were gonna be like, no, not that good. But
No.
Dawn always surprises you that way.
yeah.
That's right. I just throw curveballs. No, I really love this card. I think it can be good in a lot of different. And I mean, drawing charge or rush beast that now all of a sudden they're buffed. Playing, I'm telling you guys, Quest Druid. Okay, can we draw a Tyrantus now a 14/14 and then play it out and give it rush? I'm telling you, Quest Druid's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, and also with Nourish.
You're saying that you want to.
It's only 3 mana, so turn 8. Oh, especially if they cost 0.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
That's gonna be good.
We're gonna talk about another card later. Master's Call, just throwing that out there. We'll talk about this later. But if you can have this down and play Master's Call and get all 3 beasts, you just drew 3 beasts that all just got +2/+2. Like, I just love this card.
Okay.
It's so sick.
Okay. I wasn't as optimistic, but Donnie's really like making me feel very like spirited that this is gonna be like meta defining. Like I was kind of like, okay, we've seen cards before that are kind of when you draw a beast or you do something with a beast that aren't all that great. So I like the way you talk about this. I'm just like, okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. My very first thought went to Hunter. And this is just not going to work. And I think that's maybe why the cards that we've seen in the past that are kind of more like drawing a beast or whatever have not worked. Is because Hunter just does not draw the cards like a druid could. So, what do you girls think?
I think I gotta be right back.
Uh-oh.
Okay. On the rating for this card, I think we go with a 4.
All right. I feel pretty good with that. 4. Oh, BR. Oh, yeah? You think so, dude? How about you meet me outside after this? How about that? No. Okay. So, just playing with my chat there. Sorry about that. Okay. So, while Dawn is, actually, oh no. While Dawn is stars in a bucket, I'm going to quickly hop over to Twitter and we're going to pull up something here real quick. Hopefully I'm not making the thing go crazy. So Audrey, while we're waiting on Dawn to return, how did you feel about your matches last night? You guys may or may not know that Audrey played an amazing match against Celissa last night, and it was so close. Oh my stars. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how you felt about the game?
Felt pretty good. Game 4 was heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. I thought I had that game. I did not expect the 2-mana Malagos followed by the Floop, followed by the instant death.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got tilted, not gonna lie. After that, I just felt like
that was rough. And
she had 2 health. I just could not believe that happened. It made me
and we were
like I said, I kind of got tilted.
It was definitely, I mean, we were looking for every way, shape, or form to get to that 19. There was just no way. You didn't miss it, as far as I could tell. There was, like, you had, like, 7 ways to roam there, and, like, all of them were 17, and you needed 19. And then we were so busy counting that we, as casters, actually completely missed the lethal being in hand because she drew a whole bunch of cards.
I was about to say, she just drew Floop that turn, right?
I can't remember now, but yeah, completely the
I think she did. That's what
it was crazy.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we do have Dawn has returned. So yay, we're glad you're back. We missed you. Mwah mwah. Okay. I'm weird.
Yeah, hawk knows.
Okay, so the card went bye-bye. Let's clear these out, and then we're gonna do let's see here. Untamed Beast. Okay, education. Education. I can't read my own writing. Elemental evocation. Okay, just go. Just go for it.
All right, I really like this card. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be great in Elemental Mage, obviously. I gave it a 3 flames. Ooh. Pretty self-explanatory because it makes any elemental cost 2 less for no mana. So I love it. I mean, you can play Baron Geddon for 5 mana. So
yeah, that's
you can even, and also if you do that, we were talking about Faceless Manipulator in the Mage deck. Do that. I mean, that would be a lot of damage at the end. But if you are also like healing, like if you need like a ton of heal. Even though 1 Baron Geddon is usually enough, but I just really like it. I think it's a solid 3 flames. How do y'all feel?
You go ahead first, Ron.
Dawn doesn't like it. She's gonna say 1.
No, I mean I would have thought that maybe this one actually could be a little bit higher. Maybe almost slipping into a 4. And the reason being is that if you're playing an elemental deck and the cost goes down, bigger boards are going to be easier to build. So I honestly feel like this could be an excellent card for Mage to have in their deck. So okay. Oh no, she completely disagrees. Okay, go.
Come on with it, Dawn.
Come on with it, girl. Hit it with it.
I really don't know how I feel about it. It's either like a 1 or a 2 or it's a 5, and I just don't know which.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, that's with all cards, though. They're either going to be, like, super amazing or not at all.
Yeah, I mean, the elementals, yeah, like, it seems really cool to have this, but I think in an elemental mage, I actually prefer running Book of Specters, and you don't want spells if you're trying to do specters. So I don't know.
That's a good thought.
I don't like this very much.
Okay.
But maybe I feel like if you can find it off of a glyph or you find it somehow else, then
off of a glyph, because you're gonna make it cost 2 less and already cost 0. So I don't like it off the glyph. But in my elemental mage, I don't run Pico Specters because I run several spells in it. So I would like it in mine, but I know that's not like the standard elemental.
Yeah, so maybe it depends on kind of what else you're running with it.
Yeah, exactly.
This one will be an interesting one to watch then. So to see, does it live up to its 3 lit hype? Does it fall down to the depths of the 1? Or does it rise to the cream of the crop and be a 5? We'll just have to wait and see. The intrigue is real. Okay, moving on. Okay, so next we have... right, a new challenger. Stars in a bucket. Okay, let's see. What do we think?
I love this card. I think it's awesome. I gave it 5 lits.
Thank you so much, PR. Okay, so 5. Whoa, 5. All right.
Yes.
Tell us
5.
why. Why?
Because you get to discover it, a 6-cost card, and also with Taunt and Divine Shield. Like, I don't know, that just seems really good for 7 mana to me.
Okay.
I love it. Dawn, you don't like it, do you? Tell me.
Dawn kind of gave a little bit of a look. No. All right, Dawn. Dawn, tell us the truth.
I really do like this one, actually. I think I'm debating between a 4 and a 5. Is what I'm.
Okay. Okay. Well.
So, yeah, it's just
respectable.
I think right now it's gonna be more of a 5, and then I think when rotation happens, let's do it the other way around. Right now it's going to be a 4. When rotation happens, I feel like it might actually become stronger because there's less cards in the set. So if the 6 drops are super good, and maybe it just depends on what the 6 drops are that come out and what 6 drops rotate out.
Yeah.
That's going to be the determining thing for me. But overall, I think it's really strong, and I'm really interested to see what kind of paladin this. Maybe even just
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Having some.
What do you think, Ren?
I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I think there are some maybe synergy type things that you might be able to do with is it She-Ra? The tiger? With some spells, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about spending 7 mana for RNG. Who knows what you pull there? You could get the perfect answer, but then you could get 3 lousy choices, and you're using the whole turn. I'm just not sure that I'm not a huge RNG person. I like knowing for the most part what I'm gonna get. So it doesn't feel as good because I don't know, but I think that there is a deck out there that is gonna be more of a spell based. Now, if it's good, I don't know, but it's more of a spell-based paladin, I think. So
yeah,
I wonder.
I think so too.
Is there any way you could get this to work with a mech deck? You know, because there's like that whole mech paladin, and then it's the legendary spell, right, that brings back mechs that died.
And it could bring back 5 Ziliaxes. I'm not sure. Sorry.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's a consideration that could work. If it would be worth it, even, but
I don't know. I'm interested to see. I think, like Ren said, there's going to be like some type of new like spell paladin that's going to come about, but we'll see.
Okay, so I think we maybe shift this one down to a 4. What do you girls think?
All right. I'll allow it.
You'll allow it? All right. Okay, good. I'm glad you will allow it. Okay. Audrey the Queen. You can't see it, but I'm doing the bowing. Okay. They can't see me, by the way, guys. Bless their hearts. They don't know all the crazy stuff I'm doing.
I get to see Dawn though, so
yeah, I couldn't figure out how to make my camera work. Sorry. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I may or may not have chosen this one just because of the artwork. I'm not gonna lie, because if you look at her, what would that be? Her left hand. She's actually holding what looks like a popsicle with like a dinosaur head and stuff, and it just literally reminds me of my childhood when you would like race out to the ice cream truck and you would like there was like a dinosaur and like all these like character pops. Like I'm feeling so nostalgic over this card right now, like even though I really would not want to take the skull one. That looks kind of like I would die. But anyway, the card itself is a 4 mana epic minion. And its stat line is 3/5. Its battle cry reads, if you control a frozen minion, gain 3 armor.
8 armor.
Or 8 armor, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that's my brain in a nutshell, actually. So, and that being said, I think that this card is really super, super cute. How do I feel about the rating, though? I'm not sure. Just how many times are you going to actually control a frozen minion? I don't know that you're going to control it enough to make it worth it, but it's a solid card at 4 mana, 3/5 stats. So even if you had to tempo this out, just to have something on the board, it's not horribly statted. So I'm going to give it 3 lit.
all right. I'd probably give it a 2, but now I'm starting to feel like we should have done like the flame, power level, and then like a bunny, like for like how many bunnies, like how much cuteness does each card have? Because I feel like
yeah, I don't know.
That's worth rating. It's like
So true.
4 cuteness bunnies. And then the derpy dragon one gets like 5, obviously.
The 5 bunny, the Audrey 5 bunny rating.
Yeah.
Like, listen here, Blizzard. Audrey has given you a new rating system that you must abide by. The bunny. I mean, I'm fine with that because Runny Bunny loves it. Okay, anyway. What do you think, Dawn?
Yeah, I agree with all there. I put it at a 2.
Put it at a 2.
I mean, now, again, maybe in some future sets they do more stuff. That I think maybe you could get it to work in Arena a little bit. There's the, oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called because you just never use it. I think it's the 3 mana 4/4 that freezes your other minions.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I think if you can build like an Arena deck that kind of utilizes that, you might be able to get some sort of value off of it. But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna see play in Standard.
Yeah, me neither. But I guess we just have to do another card review with the cuteness and the bunnies.
Well, is that right? No, that can't be right. No. Anyway, okay.
What?
I'm trying to look up the card, but that doesn't seem like the right name. Okay. Okay, fine. We're going to make this 2 lit. I'm just saying it deserves the extra lit because of the cuteness factor. But we'll give it a bunny, and we'll just
give it some bunnies.
We will just move, okay? Just move. Okay, so next up, oops. All right, I'm pulling this up here, sorry. Is Grawl. Grawl is here. I don't like the artwork on this card at all. But I actually thought, I put this on Twitter and I didn't get as much love as I thought I would. I got a lot of haters on this card. But no, I really think that there's a place for this card. Grawl the Shark is a 5 mana 2/2 legendary minion. And he comes out and he eats something out of your deck, and then it's death rattle, you add it to your hand. So I really think that there's got to be some synergies here, and it's a rogue class legendary. So I think there's got to be some synergies with this card. I want this card to work. I don't know if it will. So therefore he gets a 3 lit, but I just feel like this is that card. Like, you know how Dawn had her lovely treasure chest card? I feel like this is the sleeper card. Like, this is going to have like some incredible way of being used. People have been throwing out maybe the darkness, you know, maybe it eats the darkness and becomes a 22/22. And then if we are looking at stuff being moved, the silence being moved into Hall of Fame, maybe, you know, come April, what are you gonna do about a 22/22? You're not gonna do anything. That's what I'm saying. No. Anyway, what do you guys think?
I like this card. I'm interested to see what decks other people come up with for this card, because I feel like Ren said, it has big potential. I think it's really good, but I just can't think of a deck to build around it. But yeah, and also silences could get in the way of returning it to your hand, so it could just make it like an ordinary minion. But I'll say 3. 3's okay. Dawn?
Oh no!
She disagrees with us.
No, guys, like Dawn, we're gonna make Dawn like stay behind a mask or something, because like it ruins it. Like there's no surprise in her. Okay, Dawn, go.
I'm building up the suspense. You guys know something's coming. You don't know what it is.
I'm just saying, next time we're definitely playing poker. Like make sure you bring lots of money. Just kidding. Okay, go, Donnie.
I think I feel the opposite of you, Ron. I really love the artwork, and I hate the card. I mean, it's like, I'll even go up. I'll give it a 2.
A 2.
People can play around it, and then the fact I don't know. I don't like that you get it back to your hand.
Oh.
I think if
you don't like that? You want it to be silenced? Okay.
No.
If it's summoned, okay.
If the Death Rattle where it puts it on the board, kind of like the eggs and things like that, instead of it putting back to your hand, because then now you have to play that minion. Maybe there's things that it could go with, you know, battle cries or something. I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Oh, fine. But I mean, I'm going to chat on this one, because we're all like, every time this card is played, everybody's going to be going, baby shark, doo 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 doo, baby shark, doo doo. Okay, anyway. All right, maybe not. Maybe I'm the only one, but I don't think so, because I got you, Hawk. I got you. Anyway, okay. I do want to mention that Hawk brought up the best probably point in this whole card review, which is that all the casters will have to at least hum that song after this card is played. Okay, I'm the only one that finds that funny. Moving on. Hawk and I are having a good time. Okay, so up next is a card that I think everybody's kind of excited for here. This is, I believe, Donnie, where you're bringing this one to us, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about it, girl.
Oh, I'm so excited. 3 mana Hunter card. Okay, I've been playing tons of Hunter. 3 mana epic, discover a minion in your deck, and if all 3 are beasts, you just draw them all. So, this card is just so good. I'm so excited for it. I don't know, I think that it's going to reward deck building, and it's going to make people think about card choices in their decks, and also when they want to play this card. And like I mentioned earlier, I think it really goes well with that Untamed Beastmaster. If you can have that on the board and then play Master's and draw 3 beasts, that they all of a sudden get +2. Like and you can run 2 of them, so I just think it's super good. I'm really excited to test this. I gave it 5 lit.
So I just popped back real quick. So if you remember, Untamed Beastmaster is a 3 mana 3/4 that gives +2/+2. So then let's pop back over to the card. So nope, that's Grawl. He just came back. All right, discover a minion in your deck. If all 3 are beasts, draw all 3. So then you'd be talking about +2/+2 on each card you drew. That is super legit, and you're only talking about a 6 mana turn on top of that.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. Not terrible at all. Now tell me, Dawn, because I was curious about this and I kind of saw a little bit of discussion, but I never saw where it went. What happens if you only have 2 beasts left in the deck? Do you only get to draw 1 then?
So yeah, you would discuss. Well, it depends on if you have other minions. I'm not sure if you have 3 minions and only 1 is a beast. Then you just discover one of the minions and you get to pick. So you can have other minions in your deck, you know, mind control tech or spellbreaker, and then a beast, let's say. But then you're you would discover all like you would draw all 3 because all 3 of the minions that you discovered are beasts. So that's why I say that I think it really can force or, you know, encourage different deck building, because there's kind of that challenge of, well, do I want to include other minions? Like Katharina, if you discover Katharina, she's not a beast. So what do you want to do there?
Also, it will remove the beasts from your deck, which you want beasts in your deck when you play the synergy for a Katharina deck is not there with this card. But like someone said in chat, mid-range hunter might make a comeback because of this.
Oh, interesting.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, I'm excited for this card. I think that it is going to be a legit card. What did you rate it, Dawn?
I give it 5. It's 5 lit.
Okay. All right.
It's
5
on
lit.
fire.
Okay, this card is on fire. I agree. Okay, and then last but not least, we had Blood Scalp Strategist. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, all right. Tell us about this one, Donnie. This is the last of our 30 card reveal.
All right. It's another hunter card.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 mana, 2/4 battle cry. If you have a weapon equipped, discover a spell. So I give it a 3. I think, you know, it does have that little bit of situational weapon and then play. But I think it can be really good, and I think it's going to be used in probably a couple different hunter decks. Maybe the mid-range hunter. It could be used in, you know, could run a couple minions in kind of more of a spell-heavy deck, not necessarily spell itself, or even a secret, you know, and then you're discovering something, just adding more value, and yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be used. I don't think in every single hunter deck, but I think it'll be used, and I kind of like it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I like it too, and like you said, I think it can see play in several different decks. I agree with the three flames though.
3 flames. I agree. I don't know that it's going to have as much utility as it could, or as it would suggest it might, but I think that it's maybe a solid card. So, all right, girls. Anything that you would like to add? Actually, we didn't do our final set rating, so let's do that real quick. Audrey, as a set, what do you feel like the overall lit level of this is?
I want to say 5. I love this set.
5. Audrey gives it a 5.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
Okay. All right. Donnie, how about you?
All right. I'm gonna give it a 4. Not quite.
Okay. Donnie! She gives it a 4.
I'm enthusiastic about specific cards, and overall as a set, I think it's gonna be good.
Okay.
And I think one thing that's really nice with the set is that it seems like there's a lot more cards in the set that, like I mentioned, you know, they reward deck building, or they really, I think there's just going to be a lot of cards that have more nuance than we've seen in the past, and that makes me really like the set.
Yeah, I think that this set will change the meta more than it's been changed since like Frozen Throne, more than like anything else has changed it besides, you know, the DK heroes and stuff. But I think it's going to be really meta changing, and that's why I'm so excited.
Agree. I would definitely give this a 5. I think that Hearthstone's been kind of in a slump.
Yeah.
That people have been frustrated by the meta. They've been not as into the game. You know, ladder's been pretty intense and weary, and I think that this set has the opportunity to not only introduce new archetypes, new deck types, all of that good stuff. But I think it just has a chance to reinvigorate the ladder. We're seeing big changes in competitive play. So I am super excited what this set is going to do for us. So I can't wait. And plus, I'm super into Hunter and Shaman, and I felt like they've gotten so many great tools this time around. So that being said, thank you guys who have come out and been here. Donnie, Audrey, thank you for letting me wrangle you into this crazy madness. It's been hilarious. It's been fun. Girl talk has been amazing. So that being said, tell us real quick, Audrey, where can we find you at?
Twitch.tv/AudreyKills with 1 S. On Twitter, AudreyKills with 2 S's.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a YouTube soon, but
yes,
I don't know that yet.
Awesome. And then Donnie, where can we find you at?
I'm on Twitter at DonnieDK. It's DAWNIE. And on Twitch at Dragonrider DK. And it is Dragonrider DK as well on YouTube. So dragonrider.com/dragon. YouTube.com/Dragonrider DK. There we go.
Okay. Let me see if I hopefully I get these right, guys. I'm terrible if not. Okay, but so I shouted them out there. Hopefully that works. But you guys obviously have found me run he said on Twitch, and then on Twitter RBG_run he said. Quick shout out to Cinder Ascent. He did our graphics. We are so grateful for that. Also for the crash course.
More hearts.
Yes, major hearts. So then I also want to thank Nate Wolf, who did some inspiration for a Wild. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get that pulled up. He provided some. Craig of Canada did as well, and also Wild card. They were all some great insights to the Wild meta. Please go check out their respective channels. Wild card is an awesome Wild player. Nate Wolf and Craig of Canada do a podcast called Into the Wild. So please go hit them up. Tell them they're awesome. And until the set comes out, guys, we will call it a stream. Thanks, girls.
Thanks.